Hi, today we're looking at how to enrich your vocabulary. So instead of saying nice, there's so many other words you can use. So nice is a very common adjective in English and it's used a lot. So it's used for a lot of different things. So nice is giving pleasure or satisfaction, something that is pleasant or attractive. We had a nice time. When you say we had a nice time, it's very generic, so it doesn't give you any detail about the kind of time you had. It's just a positive meaning. You could also say something like, an example could be, so we had a nice time, ci siamo divertiti, you could say, which would maybe you'd say in English, we had fun. So that's a better example of that. Another example of nice would be Italy's nicest beaches. So the most attractive beaches, the prettiest to look at, the most beautiful, the most aesthetic, most popular. We also use nice to talk about a person, so someone who is good-natured, kind. So you could say he's a nice guy or she's very nice. The problem with nice is because it's used so much and people often when they're learning adjectives, it's an adjective that can go with meaning having a positive connotation. It can go with anything pretty much. It gets overused and actually the problem is that it often becomes ironic. So often nice is used ironically. So you can say, wow, you're nice if someone's being rude to you, for example. So it doesn't mean actually that you think well of someone, it thinks. Or you could say, oh, he's really nice. Yeah, he's nice. Yeah. So you're kind of saying, he's adequate, he's okay. It's not really a great adjective to use if you actually like somebody. So today we're going to look at some alternatives to using nice, and I'm going to give you some examples and using nice in the concept of a nice time, a nice time, and also in the concept of a nice person. Okay, kind is a fantastic adjective, and it means gentile in Italian, and kind is great to use instead of nice. So you could say he's a kind person, she's a kind person, they're very kind. Sweet is another brilliant alternative. So sweet is in Italian would be dolce, una persona dolce. So he's very sweet, she's very sweet, etc. It's another good alternative. Has a slightly different meaning. Lovely, you can say a person is lovely, they're lovely. Piacevole. You can also use lovely with a place. So the restaurant was lovely. The town was lovely. Cool is another alternative. Someone who's cool. So someone who's easygoing, they're relaxed, they're a good person, you know. You say, yeah, he's cool. Va bene lui, ma in un senso più positivo. So it has got more of a positive meaning than nice. Another alternative could be amiable, simpatico. Amiable is more simpatico. So he's very amiable. Also, the obvious one, you can say someone is very friendly. He's friendly, simpatico, amichevole. Another alternative to nice is pleasant. Pleasant, a place can be pleasant and a person can be pleasant. So, da piacere. Cheerful is another alternative to nice. Cheerful is someone who's smiley. They smile a lot. They're positive, maybe positive outlook to life. Other example could be attractive. So he's nice, you could say, meaning he's attractive, attraente. Another use of, instead of nice, you can say he's a decent person. He's a nice person. And it doesn't mean decente in Italiano, which is kind of not a positive connotation. It means una persona buona. Another example, you could say respectable, merita rispetto, someone who's a respectable person. It's not necessarily very warm as a adjective to describe a person, but it means that you have respect for them and they are respectful. So it's generally positive. Another alternative to nice could be acceptable. Acceptable, accettabile. So it's not really positive. It could have negative connotations. It means that it meets the standard. So you can talk about a place as acceptable. And it's an acceptable restaurant. It's acceptable. The food is acceptable. So it's not very good. Like it's not a negative. It's not really a positive connotation. It means that the food is okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's not high standard. You could also say someone is pretty. As we said before, you could say nice could be used as attractive and also pretty. Carina, carino. And if you're saying we had a nice time, if you're talking about an event, something you did, you could say we had a nice time. You could say also we had an enjoyable time. We had a pleasant time. Piacevole. Siamo divertiti. We had fun. We had an amusing time. It was funny. We had a good time. You could say we had a great time, a marvelous time, a lovely time. So you can use lovely with a person and also with an event. And another addition to nice is you use nice when you meet someone. So you always say, how are you? Nice to meet you. So it's very common and you probably all know that. But if you want to make it a little bit more special, a little bit more personal, you could say it was lovely to meet you. It was delightful to meet you. It was a pleasure to meet you. So instead of nice, you could just give that extra personal touch. If you want to go even further, you could say it's an honor to meet you. È un onore incontrarti. And you'd probably use it in the formal with someone who's maybe very important to you or an important person. So, as you can see, there are many alternatives to using nice, and you can still use nice, and I think it's still used a lot in English because it's a very common word and overused. But just be careful with it because it can come across as sarcastic. And when people are talking to you, if you're not sure what they're saying, if you don't understand them quite, they could say something which says nice and it could mean something negative. So just be aware of that. If you want to show your vocabulary off, try and use something different. You could try any of the ones we've looked at today and just be aware of the slight difference in meaning of some of the words. Okay, so let me know what you thought and I hope you liked this video. Please like, comment and subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thank you.